Hello. So today we're learning about the exploration of the New World. So we started off with Marco Polo and his and Vasco da Gama and Bartholomew Diaz trying to trading with Asia and India and Kublai Khan, and now we're on to the New World. And so we're going to start off this chapter, and it starts off with the first white men in the New World. The New World. If you look on page 4, which is the page that's up right now, at the map of the world as it was known in the day of Marco Polo, you will see that North America, the continent on which we live, just me, I don't know where you guys live, but I live in North America. In South America, we're not known at that time. You will see one reason for this on the map on page 3. So the map on page 3 is over here. North and South America are separated from the rest of the world by two great oceans, the Atlantic and the Pacific. It's kind of crazy that who knew that the Atlantic Pacific separated the rest of the world. It's almost like we're in the 1950s and nobody knew. So that's good to know. A mighty range of mountains stretched through both the Americas from north to south. These mountains form the backbone of both continents. I think these are the Andes. These mountains, west of the mountains, short, swift rivers and streams rush down the rocky slopes into the Pacific Ocean. East of the mountains, long, wide rivers flow over vast plains in the Arctic and Atlantic Oceans. If you travel from the north tip of Americas to the southern tip, you will find that different regions have different kinds of climates. North of the Arctic Circle, summers are short and winters are very long. As you travel southwards towards the equator, climate grows warmer. Whoa, shocker. Who knew? Who knew this crazy fact? I didn't know. I'm glad that this book is now teaching me. At the equator, you find that it's very hot all year round. Then as you journey southwards from the equator, the climate gradually grows colder. Crazy. Who knew? Maybe the penguins just thought it would get hotter there, so that's why they moved there. At the southern tip of South America, the summers are short and the winters are long. In the northern and southern regions of America, the seasons are reversed. During June, July, and August, while Canada is enjoying summer, the southern region of South America is having cold winter weather. The native people who lived in America long ago differed greatly because of these different kinds of climate. When the first white men landed on the shores of what we now called Newfoundland and the eastern United States, they found tall, copper-skinned people who dressed in deer skins. So that'd be the Native Americans. I don't know if they would call that. I don't know if they use that terms anymore, but that's what they called them in the 1950s. Years later, these people were named Indians. Now Native Americans. We don't use Indians anymore. Their homes made of bark were called wigwams. Yeah, some of them were made of bark. Several families lived together. They would use what's it called? Pine. They could cut like big sheets of pine bark. In summer, the women planted vegetables and corn outside the village. When the corn was ripe, most of it was grown. This is also like very specific to I'm guessing what they encountered in the eastern United States. I know that there's lots of different tribes and different lifestyles that they had. I know specifically in Canada, there's a bunch of different. Not all of them were necessarily farmers. A lot of them were nomadic. That's for a different time. That story's for a different time. Now we're talking about explorers. When the corn stored in the bag of animal skins till winter. With the coming of autumn, the men went out to hunt and fish. They killed many deer with their bows and arrows, and their birch bark canoes. They fished in streams and rivers. Most of the meat and fish, it was birch, not pine. Sorry, birch bark, was smoked on sticks over fires, and stored away for the winter months when food was scarce. In winter, the natives, sitting around wood fires inside of their wigwams, wove baskets of grass, bark, or made clothes of deerskin. Deerskin is actually a really good clothing material because the way they process it is they'd actually drag the first layer of skin off of the animal, with the hair, you'd have a very like nice, porous, flexible suede, and it was like it would conform very well to your skin. So if you have like if you want like deer skin, if you want like leather pants, you should definitely go for deer skin, like a leather like a tight leather jacket. Deer skin, deer skin's the way to go. The natives of North America spent much of the summer and autumn each year preparing for a long cold winter, which lay ahead. Later, you will read of other natives known as the Caribs, who lived in the West Indies. These islands are near the equator, so the weather is warm all year round, and there's plenty of rainfall. Because of the gentle climate, plenty of rainfall and fertile soil food was easily to obtain at the Carib Indians did not have obtain, and the Carib Indians did not have to work as hard as the Northern Indians to make a living. Who knew? Who knew about seasons and climates? People in the 1950s didn't, and maybe I didn't either. But I'll never tell. I'll never say that because that'd be embarrassing. North America was discovered by seamen from Europe many hundreds of years ago. And many thousands of years ago, discovered by the Polynesians and the what's it called up there in the Samis, up northern Russia. Yeah, two migration events. I think these kind of the established idea right now is from the Polynesian Islands, and also like sailors from the Polynesian Islands, as well as the ice bridge. The honor of discovering the New World usually goes to Christopher Columbus, who landed here in 1492. But more than 500 years ago, before Columbus's time, other daring sailors from Europe had landed on the eastern shores of America. Yeah, and who were those? Those were the Vikings. Wow, the scary Vikings. These adventurers came from the mountains lands of Norway. Look at the map on page 70. Ooh, what's the map on page 70? Let's take a little look-see. Okay, now let's look. Hey, Cosmos. We're learning about the Vikings entering North America and Newfoundland. Yeah, I think this is the one. Yeah, so this is the map we're looking at. How you doing today, Cosmos? Have a good day? Good weekend? Enjoying the summer heat, the summer weather? Oh, I guess you're down south, so maybe you're not enjoying it too much. That's good to know. I'm glad you're enjoying it. If you have any if you have like any like crazy questions or whatever, you know, you're good to go. You know, even if you think they're dumb, just ask, blurt them out, because we'll have a conversation about it. You know, it's all about, you know, having fun. If you ain't having fun, you ain't learning good. I don't know if you missed it, but we were talking about like they had a little blurb about deerskin, how natives used to make deerskin clothing, and I was talking about how they made it. So this is my own knowledge being pushed into the ether. So they would when they would process it, they would scrape the hair off of the deer hide. They would take the skin, the first layer of skin off. So it'd be like a very porous suede. So it wouldn't be good for rain, but it was really good as clothing. So it'd be because deer skin's very stretchy. And if you take away that first layer of skin, it gets even stretchier. And so it would conform very well to your body. So if you want like leather pants, or if you want like a tight leather jacket, deer skin is definitely the way to go, because you'll have like a nice, breathable, really comfortable pair of like a second skin, basically. So that was something really interesting that I learned a while back. So let's get learn about the Vikings now. Yeah, these adventurers came from the mountains. If you know anything, if you want to add any comments too, like just oh, sick! That's awesome. How do you do that? What type of drum was that? Let's see if we can find if you know what type of drum it is, like if it's a specific drum that you know of. Because we'll pull it up. We'll take a look at it. In the meantime, I'll continue about the Vikings. But you should let me know. You let me know if you want to, if you know what type of drum it is. You'll see that Norway is in the northwestern part of Europe. Oh yeah, that's Norway. That's okay. Do you remember what type of, like, if it was like a handheld one, if it was like a big one, like it was? What do you think it was, like a classic native drum? Because we could just look up like here. Classic native drum. Images. Let's see. It was like bongo size. Whoa. Yeah, I wouldn't know what type of drum that is. Was it skinned on both sides? Like, did it have did it have an opening on the bottom, or was it like two skins on each side? Because I think someone's selling one on eBay. We'll take a let's see, open image and you tap, and we'll do a little screen capture. We'll move the had an opening on the bottom. Okay, so this is the wrong one. I pulled up the wrong one. Native drum. He also made me his 2 bows and a custom. That's sick. That's awesome. Like recurves or like English longbows. I need 1 second. Let me pull up the image capture. We'll switch it with the longbows. Oh, that's awesome. You know what type of wood they were? Like ash, yew, maple. Properties. Here we are. Yeah, so like I know like it's very classic to have the double skin ones, but I know they're also the handheld ones, like this one. They're very common as well. These are the ones that you kind of see like in the north here. You get like it's usually like the single skinned handheld drums, especially with like what's up north. Oh, maple, nice. I know like people really like ashwood or gray maple for bows here in North America, like up north here in Canada. It's like a skinny one with bands on the sides. A skinny one with bands on the sides. Like this guy? This little guy right here? Buffalo Bill, Center of the West. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. I've never actually like seen one in person. This style of drum. I only see like the classic one where it's like or our Canadian classic one where it's like this. This is the one I know about. Who knows? These are just the pictures, right? Like they don't have to conform to the picture. So this one is the one that's what I know about. I know about this drum. Yeah, it's a long time ago. Yeah, I don't fault you for not remembering. And usually on the drums they'd have like beautiful art, like like a little buffalo or feathers and stuff. I think I had one that was like it was a beautiful like orca, because that was like that's really big for like in Haida art. Like the orca is a pretty big native. Here's a thunderbird. So this one's a thunderbird one. So that's also like a big mythos thing in Haida art in Native American art. It'd be cool. We should hopefully I can find a book on the history of the native tribes, because it's I don't think many people learn about it in school so much. Well, I don't know about now, but I know when I was in school we didn't really learn too much about it. So it'd be cool to kind of delve into that. But right now we need to focus on the Vikings. We get them in Vikings. Here we are. Yeah. Okay, so let's get going. Let's lock in. Oh yeah, that's nice. We'll have to discuss that later. When I pull out a native book, you're gonna have to tell me all the stuff you learned, because I think that's relatively new. Because I know in Canada, I was just like, I don't know, it was like 2012 or something where they recognized like native suffering in Canada. Like it was like an old prime minister called Stephen Harper before Prime Minister Trudeau. He was like the first one to actually like put on a chief what's it called, the headdress. I don't remember what it's called. So I guess like when you're in school, I guess times have changed. I'm old. I'm washed. I didn't get the good history, but I'm glad you got a fair amount. It's always nice to have a knowledge of the culture you live in, you know? Oh, nice. So you're pretty up to date then. Yeah, we'll for sure get on the native stuff in the future, so we could discuss that. So you could pull out your knowledge and be like, yeah, I know this, I know that. Actually, this was the proper thing that happened, and this book is wrong because of blah blah blah. You get to do all that stuff. You get to do the actuallys. So we'll look forward to that one. Okay, so let's. Okay, you'll see that Norway is in the northwestern part of Europe. Did you know that? Who knew that Norway is in the northwest? Yeah, if we follow this dotted line there, all the way to the top there, we got Norway, and I think down below is us. Or yeah, exactly. That's gonna be you. That's gonna be you in a few months. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm actually gravy. It's actually the You're saying it's the wrong. That's the wrong. Actually, that's the wrong type of deer skin. We actually use like mule deer, not whitetail. Actually. You'll see in Norway, in the northwest part of Europe, the men of Norway, or Norsemen as they were called, were tall, fair-haired, and blue-eyed. Oh no, who else was tall, fair-haired, and blue-eyed? You know. There were also lots of gingers in Norse mythology, if I remember correctly. I think Thor was a ginger in Norse mythology. But I could be pulling that my asshole, but we'll find out later. If Thor shows up in this book. As one in their own country, there was only a little land in the narrow valleys between the many mountains, which was suitable for farming. Yeah, Norway has crazy mountains. Like it's like basically just like huge freaking plateaus all along Norway. It's like here, let's see if we can find a picture of Norway. I'm going off track. I'm going way off track. This is getting crazy. Okay, let's pull up some pictures of Norway. Norway landscapes images, and we will do the image capture again. Properties, photos, landscapes. Yeah, look at that shit. So like, so look at this. It's like huge plateaus and like peaks and stuff. Like here's a guy on a plateau. Like look at those crazy plateaus. Can I let's put that in a new Norway's beautiful. Yeah, I really want to go. Just like look at that freaking plateau. That's crazy. And like the rivers are beautiful too. I want to spend like a good chunk in Norway because I'd love to like, you know, like hang out with the farmers, you know, get some like nice Norwegian sheep clothing and like you know, learn and like try, what's that fish called? The Stronheim or Stronheim? The fish that's horrible. That makes you want to puke. You know, I want to try like all this stuff. Oh, I don't want to click on that. I don't want to. Oh yeah, look at that thing. Look at this guy right there. That's crazy. What a beautiful place. One day we'll go to Norway. We'll have a good time in Norway. The land of the Vikings. Oh, let's drop it in the chat. Let's see how much you know. How do you say hello? I am Cosmos in Norwegian. Photos. I hate this music, by the way. I don't know what's going on with this music. Let me just get on. No. That's a little better. Here we are. And then suitable for farming. The Norsemen, I don't remember what name is. That's okay. Just do a phrase you like. Any phrase you like in Norwegian. The Norsemen therefore had to turn to the seas to make a living. From hundreds of deep bays along the coast, called fjords or viks, they sailed out into the stormy waters of the North Atlantic to fish, to trade, to attack ships at sea, and often to raid settlements in neighboring lands. Yeah, if they loved raiding like the Czech and the British. I know they took a lot of Czech and British slaves back to them with Hello, there'd be hallo or good morgen. Oh, like German. Good morgen. I guess they're pretty close together, so they'd have similarities. That's good. The next time I see a Norwegian guy, I'm gonna be like, oh, good morgen, and he'll be a Josh speaks Norwegian, and I'll be like, no. Yeah. So often to raid settlements in the neighboring lands. The men from the Viks came to be called Vikings. Ooh. Their swift, long, sleek ships were built of sturdy oak wood, and caulked with a cow's hair spun into a cord. Let's see. I think we have a picture of the boat. It's a Viking. Here's the boats. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You should definitely. It's always good to pick up a new language. I was looking up because I want to learn French because the French people they kind of half adopted me. They're very nice. They're very nice. The Frenchmen. So I want to learn French. And I was looking it up, and apparently the best way to learn a new language is to have someone talk to you like a baby in the language. Be like, this is my hand. I'm grabbing this pencil. I am grabbing the pencil. I'm giving you the pencil, or take this, or like stuff like that. That's apparently the optimal way to learn. So if you could get like baby's first cartoons from Norway, I think that's like the best way to start. And I found a French guy who's like talking to me like a baby on the internet, not like one-on-one, but like on YouTube, and it's actually working really well. I recommend it. I'm just kind of picking up the words as I go along. And apparently, like, instead of it being like you're translating from English to Norwegian, you just remember the word in Norwegian. So if you're able to find, it's called ALG, like automatic learning G, automatic learning acquisition. Oh no, ALA. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's ALG. Let's do Viking music. What are we doing? We should be doing Viking music. Ooh, actually, I might be better. I don't know, because it's. I think you're more likely to use ASL than Norwegian. You should definitely do whatever you think you're going to use more as to start off with, just so you actually use it. Let's see. On copyright Viking music. Yeah, it's good to know the basics, like where's the bathroom? That's the most important one for me. I always, whenever I go traveling, I always learn that one. That's number one. Oh, this is good. This is good. Okay. Back to the book. Let's see. Where were we? Oh yeah, they're swift. Their swift, long, sleek ships were built of sturdy oak wood, and caulked with cow's hair spun into a cord. On the prow was a carved figure, often the grinning face and head of a fierce dragon. Oh, you remember Quadro Irla Bentambano? Yeah. Oh, I don't remember saying it in French. That's bad. I need to learn that. Oh, what else? What other languages do I know? I don't know a lot of languages. Well, my head's kind of empty until the Viking stuff. So maybe I'll remember when I turn off the stream. I'll be like, oh, that was it. No, I don't want cheap viewers. No, thank you. I want expensive viewers. Along the sides of the ship hung rows of finely polished shields, which made a safe wall against attacks from enemy spears and arrows. A single square black sail on the vessel carried it over the waves like a great bird. Okay, that's an interesting imagery for a Viking ship, a great bird. On short voyages along the coast, the Vikings used a ship with 16 pairs of oars, which was known as a serpent ship. On long voyages out into the great ocean, they sailed in a ship which had 32 pairs of oars, was known as a dragon ship. Okay, so serpent ship, dragon ship. So this one, the picture, let's see if we can count the words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this one would probably be a serpent ship. So we got a Viking longship. Yeah. That one's a serpent ship. A Viking ship was steered by a large wooden rudder at the stern. The Norsemen were fine shipbuilders. For hundreds of years, no better ships than theirs were built by any other people. Oh, now we go to the picture of the Viking there. Here we are. The Vikings were the only seamen in Europe who had no fear of the sea. Often they would sail off on voyages far into this ocean and would not return home for weeks, even months. One Viking who sailed westward discovered a new land full of high snow-covered mountains, which he named Snowland. I'm pretty sure that's Greenland, if I remember correctly. I need to drink some water. Mouth's getting all smacky and gross. Here we are. Here we go. Here we are. So he named it Snowland. Later, another Viking sailed around this land and found that it was an island. Because of the great cakes of drifting ice along the shore, he renamed the new land Iceland. Oh, maybe it was Iceland then. You will find Iceland on the map of page 70. Oh, we gotta go back to the map. Here we are. Oh, so Iceland, yeah, right in the middle there. Good old Iceland next to our serpent boat. Maybe it's a dragon boat. Who knows? You know, they took artistic liberties. More than 1,000 years ago, a cruel king, Harold the Fair-Haired, became ruler of Norway. Yeah, Harold. I think he was a crazy guy. This literally was like 1,000 years ago, and he conquered everybody. Like he was the one pillaging the Brits, like destroying England. He went all the way to England, I'm pretty sure. And like London Bridge. He made a law that no man could own land but must rent it from the king. The proud Norse farmers hated this law. Many of them refused to live under the rule of Harold and left Norway to settle in neighboring countries in Scotland, in England, and in France. Some sailed to far-off Iceland. Good. Beautiful Icelandic sheep. There were many mountains in Iceland, but the settlers found good pasture in a strip of land between the mountains and the seashore. Here they built Harold. Yeah, Harold was a nasty guy, a really brutal warlord. He built homes and had small farms where they raised sheep and ponies. If you look at the map on page 70, you'll see that Iceland is just south of the Arctic Circle. It is. The dotted line, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the dotted line's Arctic Circle. Because it's so far north, you will expect this land to have a very cold climate most of the year. However, winds from the southwest blow over a warm current of water in the ocean known as the Gulf Stream. Ooh, the good old Gulf Stream. Yeah, we like the Gulf Stream. That's like responsible for that's where like really good fishing is. If you want like really good like tuna, Gulf Stream. Go Gulf streaming. We'll go back to the Viking longship. Here we are. When you have read the text, you should be able to tell whether these are dragon ships or... Oh, we did that already. We did that. Notice how the steerman handled the large wooden rudder. Oh, he's in the back there. Yeah. Oh shit, that looks painful. Look at his back contorting in there. It's like, oh, I got a freaking paddle on my back. Jeez. He's like stuck in there. God damn. He must have crazy back muscles. These winds soak up moisture from the ocean, and when they reach the shores of Iceland, they help to make the climate warmer. When the winds, heavy with moisture, reach the cold mountains, the moisture is suddenly chilled and falls to the earth in the form of rain. Some people say that it rains so much in Iceland that its name should be changed to Rainland. How droll, how droll. That's hilarious. Yeah, in the 1950s. Don't say there weren't jokes back then. Strange sights are to be seen on the island. From cracks in the ground spring of boiling water bubble up. Some of these hot springs spurt high into the air and are called geysers. Long ago, there were many... Oh, did you like... have you heard about like Icelandic black bread? Where they take like a pot, they make like a bread, They very low moisture bread, and like they dig it like in the hot spring area, and they cook it underground. Apparently, it's really okay. It tastes okay, and people like it. It's like a fun thing to do. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think like my uncle's nephew or niece's son or something is a rower. I remember I saw him. He was like fucking ripped as shit. Like he was so ripped. I was like, holy crap! You're like, and he was also like 6'5". Like he was a huge guy. Kind of like bog butter. What's bog butter? What's Cosmo? What's bog butter, my guy? You gotta explain yourself there. Kind of like bug. Yeah, I'm. You gotta tell me what that is. That sounds crazy. Its name should be changed to rain. Yeah, strange sights are to be seen. Bubble up there. Long ago, there were many volcanoes in Iceland. A volcano is a mountain. I can explain to you what a volcano is because we're in the 1950s. Is a mountain which at times pours out smoke, fire, ashes, and lava or melted rock. The mouth of a volcano. Ooh, sheep. Basically, you take a bottle of cream and you bury it in a bog. That sounds so gross. Does it autolyze? Does it have like bacteria growing in it and like it turns in like kind of separates into like a yogurt? Like what's the purpose? Like how does it taste different than like normal butter or like a normal yogurt? Well, actually, have you tried bog butter? That's a better question. Have you tried bog butter? Because I'm not from what you're describing, I don't think I want to put that in my body. Well, that's not true. I think I would because it's in a jar, but like if it like the idea of it, I don't think I would want to put it inside me. I would put a lot of things inside me, but not bog butter. In the pasture land between the sea and the mountains, the Norse settlers built homes and raised sheep. This is Iceland. Oh, they had like the beautiful little grass huts in Iceland. You should remember from a book. Okay, I think we have to look up bog butter now. And that's our sidetrack now. Bog butter. Let's go. Bog butter. Here we are. And we'll change the. You don't think many people do it anymore? Let's not jump to conclusion. I'm sure there's some people who make the good old bog butter. We'll find some. Okay, property. This is so. I need to get on my game. Bog butter. Okie doke. Bog butter is an ancient substance primarily composed of animal fats or butter that has been preserved by burial in peat bogs, sometimes for thousands. Ooh, peat bogs. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, peat bogs, they preserve stuff. That's pretty gross. That's actually disgusting. These deposits, often found in wooden containers or wrapped in bark, have been unearthed in Ireland and Scotland, and to a lesser extent in Norway. Oh, so that's what you're talking about. The practice of burying food in bogs for preservation is a long-standing tradition, potentially dating back to the Bronze Age. So I'm guessing this is really cool. But doesn't stuff grow in bogs? Isn't there like bacteria in bogs? I don't know much about bogs. Do bogs have bacteria? Yes, bogs do have bacteria. Okay, so freshwater bacteria found in bogs and other wetlands. So I wonder why. I guess they just packed it real tight so the bacteria wouldn't get in, because that's nasty. Because it'd be airtight, right? Because it's in a bog. It's like basically just like pure mud. So like no oxygen would get to it. So it makes sense, but like, yeah, I know like they would unearth like full on like specimens, like full people, like full like pieces of wood and full like bogs are excellent at preserving. But I'd still be concerned about the bacteria getting into my food. Because I wouldn't trust it. I would trust it to petrify me. I wouldn't trust it to keep me alive. I'd be scared to put my food in a bog and eat it. I would put food in a bog. I just wouldn't eat it. Yeah. So that was good information. I think we're gonna wanna explore bog butter, like and bog food preservation later. Sounds like a fun thing. You're a wealth of knowledge, Cosmos. I'm happy to have you. Mount Hekla, the only volcano in Iceland today, has been inactive for many years. They recently discovered an old bog site in Florida where they found new evidence of what could possibly be the oldest evidence of humans on North America. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna search that up for later. I'm gonna put that in a. I'm gonna make sure I look that up. Florida bog human evidence. Yeah. I'm gonna take a little side quest for myself later in the day. Okie doke. Has been inactive for many years. Yeah, so Mount Hekla, the only volcano in Iceland today, has been inactive for many years. Oh, okay, we got a picture of them volcanoes. Oh, there's the horses. Icelandic ponies. Why is it cut off? I guess it just cut off. I fucked up the picture. Icelandic ponies. These are still many of these shaggy little ponies on the island of today. Thank God. I like these ponies. 10 out of 10 would use them for farm work. And here's Mount Hekla, I think. Yeah. A volcano in eruption. When the Norse settlers first landed in Iceland, they found a volcano called Mount Hekla, which often poured lava from its crater. Can you find the hot springs in the picture? Oh, if you want to learn about a bunch of cool archaeology stuff, I suggest Minutemen on YouTube. Sure, I'll look up Minutemen. I'm always into anthropology and archaeology. Mini Minutemen. I think I've heard of that. I think I've heard that name before. Yeah, but I'll look into it. I'll look into the. He talks about them Florida bogs. Here we are. So, can you find the hot spring in the picture? Yes, the hot spring is to the bottom left. Why not the geyser? I guess that counts as a hot spring. Oh, okay. So now we learned about that was a little blurb of the Vikings, you know. And now we're on to Eric the Red discovers Greenland. The good discovery of Greenland. Eric the Red was a famous Viking chief who was driven out of Norway because he had broken the law by slaying a man. What do you mean they broke the law by slaying? Everyone was killing each other all the time. I wonder if it took a lot. What kind of crazy society they lived in where peace was the main thing. That's crazy. You get a reward in this in the what's it called, the 1000s for killing a person. Eric the Red was a famous broken the law by killing men. He fled to the Norse settlement in Iceland. Here too he committed a murder. Whoa, this guy just can't. Oh, because of Harold. Yeah, Harold was a tyrannical ruler. He would no killing on my watch. Horrible guy. Poor Eric the Red. He just couldn't stop killing. He couldn't help it. Here too he committed a murder. The Norse folk banished him from the land for 3 years. At first he did not know where to go. Then he remembered a tale of a land to the west of Iceland that had been seen by Norse sea rover years ago. Sailing to the west, Eric the Red came to the bleak shores of a great mountainous country of ice and snow. Here he started the settlement. Capped mountains and glaciers covered most of the land. Only in a few sheltered valleys in the southern part could he find enough grass to pasture his sheep and cattle. He named the land Greenland, for, he said, man will be more easily persuaded to come here if I gave it a fair name. Yeah, Eric the Red, he doesn't seem like such a great guy. After a few years, he returned to Iceland, where he spoke of Greenland with so much enthusiasm that 800 men and women with their cattle sailed aboard 25 ships to his settlement there. Because of the storms at sea and the damage from icebergs, only 14 ships arrived safely. In Greenland, the people lived by fishing, cattle breeding, and trading with the Norsemen in the Iceland and Norway. Norsemen liked the new land, and as the years went by, the settlement grew. The ruins of the homes built by the Norse settlers are still to be seen today on the southwestern shores of Greenland. You'll find Greenland on the map on the map on page 70. So I was back to that. Yeah, he's such a silly little guy. He's a little goofy gaffer. He's just a little goofy Eric the Red. I killed a guy here. Oh, I gotta go to Iceland. Oh no, I killed a guy in Iceland. Now I gotta go to Greenland. Hey guys, Greenland's the best. You should all go to Greenland. And everybody dies on their way there and say, oh, this is pretty good. It's like totally like sunk cost fallacy. They just stayed there because like so much loss and death on the way. Yeah, so there's Greenland, big old Greenland, right next to Canada. Right next to good old Canada. The Canada, hey, oh, we love Canada. Okay. Bjarni sights North America. Bjarni was a hardy Norse seaman who traded between Iceland and Norway. He also roamed the ocean looking for ships to plunder. Oh, he's a pirate. Good old a true Viking. He was at sea in his dragon ship. Ooh, that's the big one. As the Norse holiday time of Yuletide drew near, Bjarni began to think of home. He longed to sit beside his father's open fireplace and talk over his adventures on the great ocean. So the prow of his longship was turned towards Iceland, where his father lived. The strong arms of the sailors tugged with a will on the oars. Days passed. It's just a prank, bro. Guys, it was just a joke. I didn't know, like, I call it Greenland as a joke. It was just like I didn't. It's not actually Greenland. I just thought it was funny to call it Greenland. Guys, it's just a prank, bro. Just tell you that vibe. It's fucking Eric the Red. What a goofy gaffer. I already said that. What a silly Sandra. Eric the Red. The strong arms of the sailors tugged with a will on the oars. Days passed. Each man thought of the Yule feasts, of fine young pigs sizzling over the fire, of the wine he would drink, and of the bright eyes of his loved ones whom he had not seen for many a day. Disappointment awaited Bjarni on reaching his home. In Iceland, he received the news that his father had gone with Eric the Red. Oh, fucking Eric. This fucker. He's just making everybody's day worse. And gone with Eric the Red to the settlement in Greenland. Sailing instructions were given to Bjarni, and he set off for the land of snow-clad mountains. Bad weather set in almost as soon as the ship took to sea. A drizzling rain, a leaden sky, and a driving wind from the north all helped to take him off his course. The Vikings steered their ships by the sun and the moon and the stars. The storm was so great that Bjarni could not see the sun by day nor the stars by night. That's hell. The sea is a cruel place. You know, everybody's like, oh, it's just Iceland's right next to Greenland. No, it's a fucking battle to get there. The biting wind drove his ship on and on. At last, the storm was over, and Bjarni saw before him a misty shoreline. As the ship drew nearer, the men scanned the coast. They murmured among themselves, "We have been told that there are snowy mountains in Greenland, but this land is wooded and has small hills. Besides, we are too far south for Greenland." Some of the Vikings asked to be allowed to go ashore and to cut down trees. Their requests were refused. The ship was turned northward. A friendly breeze and clear sky blessed the voyagers for many days. The perilous journey was over, and they arrived safely in Greenland. So they saw Newfoundland. They were like, "Fuck no, I'm getting the fuck out of here." Oh, I saw Labrador. That's Newfoundland, Labrador, same place. Yeah, so they saw like Nova Scotia, like, fuck this place. This place looks too nice. I want to go to the hell. I want to go to the hellscape. I want to go where it's literally like frozen hell. I'm gonna go to not this nice, beautiful island. No way, no how. There was some doubt as to what land Bjarni sighted. It may have been Labrador, Nova Scotia, or even Newfoundland. This we do know, that Bjarni was the first European to see the eastern coast of North America. Yeah, Bjarni was like North America, this nice, beautiful place, Newfoundland, Labrador, Nova Scotia. One of the nicest places in all of Canada, like the calmest, most beautiful places that where everybody's nice and friendly, and they want to chill out and hang with you. Then no, fuck off, fuck that. I want to go to the brutal Eric the Red's trickster palace. 13 years after, Leif the Lucky. We all love Leif Erikson. He's our bro. Leif's our bro. 13 years after Bjarni returned home, most Vikings in Greenland had forgotten about this voyage, but one man remembered it. This was Leif, son of Eric the Red. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know. He was son of Eric the Red. I don't know much I like Leif anymore. Leif was a tall, strong, red-headed Viking, a born leader. He was determined to. I guess that makes you a leader if you're red-headed. He was determined to visit the land of which Bjarni had. Did he talk about? Yeah, Bjarni is told. He bought Bjarni's ship, and with a crew of why did he take his ship? Whatever, who cares? With a crew of 35 set out to sea. In the ship were stored swords, axes, spears, shields, and winged helmets. I don't think they were winged helmets, actually. Leif is on his redemption arc after his father's. Yeah, totally. He's like, oh, my father's such a little goofy guy. I gotta make up for it. I gotta make everybody know that the Eric the Red is he may be shit, but his lineage is strong and got a heart of gold. Forget about the 2 murders and potentially many other murders he committed. We're good guys. Yeah, he's like, I'm not my dad. I'm not like you. You're not me. I'm not like you, Dad. And then Eric the Red's like, nah, we'll see. We'll see. You go out to that new land. You don't kill anybody, guys. Wink, 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 wink. Don't kill. No killing. Yeah. Wink. I can tell what enemies. Okay, so he took winged helmets, for no one could tell what enemies might be found in the unknown land, and yeah, it's low, but apparently it was enough to get you chased out of 2 countries. So they might have been pretty high-profile murders. For many days, Leif sailed towards the southwest. He saw no land, only the surging waves beneath him, and a friendly sky above. At last, a long pencil line of coasts was sighted. When Leif's men landed on this coast, they found it was covered with flat gray stones. No grass grew here, and farther inland there were dark hills and great glaciers. He named it Flat Stone Lake. I think that's like I think that's Quebec. I think he didn't see that's Nova Scotia, I think. Oh yeah, it's Nova Scotia. Or it could have been none of it. But who really cares? It's all the same country. Many people think that Flatstone land, on which and it was Labrador. I don't think so. I don't think it was Labrador. When you look at the map on this page, you will see that Labrador is not now Labrador and Newfoundland are kind of combined. So they're one municipality, or one province. So yeah, that's like it's just kind of like doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure he saw like Nova Scotia. On this page, you'll see that Labrador is not far from Norse settlements on the southwestern coast of Greenland. The long ship sailed on again, and until who might argue with the 1950s book? You know, who might argue? We just should believe this book from the 1950s. That's almost 75 years old. It's a 70 years old book. Let's believe that one. Again, until it came to a wooded shore. On landing here, Leif and his men found tall trees, rich soil, and fresh water streams. Wood is scarce in Iceland and Greenland, and the Norsemen were happy to find these forests. They gave the name Woodland to this new country. Woodland may have been the island of Newfoundland. It probably was Newfoundland. Let's be real. It was definitely Newfoundland. Newfoundland's beautiful. Let's get a good old look at Newfoundland. Yeah. Let's search up Newfoundland. Good old Newfoundland. Newfoundland. Images. Oh, beautiful. It's just a Newfoundland dog. It's just a bunch of Newfies. There's no trees here. These are all. No, these are bad pictures of Newfoundland. Newfoundland tree forest. Oh, forest fire. Uh-oh. That ain't good. Oh, wonder if Leif committed any murders. Let's see. Yeah, look at these. Look at these forests. They stretch on and on, rolling hills. Beautiful place. If yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I guess that's why there's no trees. Is all the fires in the settlements. Oh, that's a nice one. It's a nice little place. Yeah. If you want moose, if you want to try moose, go to Newfoundland. They like everybody hunts moose there. That's kind of a generalization, but most people actually do hunt moose. Yeah, meese. If you want some delicious meese, the herds of meese roam the land, and you could just pick one off the tree and eat it. Little antlers grow little meese fruit. You pick one off. You have to wait for it to ripen though into a full-grown moosey, and then you could take a little bite out of it. But if you bite too early, they'll charge at you. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful when you bite into that juicy moosey. It's they're dangerous. They're dangerous animals. Than moose. You gotta be careful. That's why you want a skilled Newfoundland hunter to go with you. When you're fighting the moose, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful of them scary old moose. Yeah, let's take a look at a moose. Moose. Look at that thing. Oh, that's got a no. Let's look at who's this guy. A moose. Oh, I did moss. Moose. There we are. Here's a guy. Look at his snout. Look at that guy's snout. Look at his big old nose. Boop, 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 boop. he's just a little guy, you know. He's got little fuzzy horns. He's cool dude. But they'll kill you. They will kill you. Yeah, I know. They're fucking brutal, you know. They got good old noses, got boopable snoots. They got fuzzy little horns. Why wouldn't you want to touch them? I think it was a guy that used to ride a moose. Actually, there was like a mountie on a moose. Yeah, on a moose. There's a is this the guy? No, I think that's fake. It's like an old black and white photo. These are like all fake photoshops. And whatever. Not for now. Not for now. We'll find that one later. We're focused on Leif. Leif and his battles. I hope he found a moose. Let's see if Leif found a moose. Oh, where the hell were we? Tall trees, woodland, Newfoundland. Newfoundland. Leif and his crew set sail again. After a few days, they reached a land even more pleasant than woodland. Here they found forests of tall trees and rivers filled with salmon. Oh, I love fresh salmon. Okay. So if you're able to get some cedar plank salmon, get some cedar plank, and you put your salmon on. So wait, soak your cedar plank. Soak your piece of cedar in water for like 3 hours, 4 hours. You put the salmon on the cedar plank. You put the cedar plank on the barbecue, and you put maple syrup, and you put spicy mustard on top of your. Oh, it doesn't just be regular mustard. But I like the mustard, like the seeds, the mustard seeds, like the mustard that's kind of like chunky. Oh, hey Batman, we're learning about Leif Erikson in his travels to Newfoundland. He's the son of a very silly little guy named Eric the Red. He's a silly little guy. And we just looked at a bunch of moose pictures. We looked at Newfoundland pictures, and yeah, you gotta if you see a moose, you gotta pick a moose fruit off and you gotta take a little bite. That's your homework for today, Batman. You gotta find a moose tree. No you. Yeah. So like moose grow fruit. Meese grow fruit when they're in herds, and you pick it off and they ripen. So like they have to to wait a bit, and they become a full-on moose, and you take a bite and that's how you eat moose meat. In Newfoundland. So when you go to Newfoundland, yeah, happy meeses grow fruit. You need to take care of your meese. On their antlers, duh. Here, let me show you. We'll pull up the picture again of the moose. Control Shift T. Yeah. Cosmo knows all this already because I already explained it all to Cosmos. He's a moose expert now. Mountain moose, mountie on a moose. Yeah. Yeah, see these little guys? See these funny little guys? Nah, they don't. Moose don't got balls. They reproduce asexually. Like they flower and grow fruit, and they fall off as they go along. See these little horns? These little antlers here? So they grow like little fruits off the antlers. You pick them. Inside there's a little moose seed, and it grows and it becomes a big old moose. And you gotta you boop their little snoots, and they lower their heads, and they present you with their moose fruit. Yeah, it's a serious endeavor. Yeah. So when you're in Newfoundland, that's what you gotta do. You gotta get some moose. You can't yoink it. You gotta like grab it gently, because otherwise you'll startle the moose and they'll kill you. They are not, despite them looking very cute and friendly and approachable, they are the most deadly animal in Canada. Yeah, they're just grumpy old men. They're like, oh, get my fucking lawn. I just trimmed it. Get the fuck off my lawn. If your dog shits on my lawn, I'm gonna fucking call the fucking animal patrol on you. You're gonna get your dog removed and you're gonna cry. And I'm gonna like it. That's a moose. That's what we're dealing with here in Newfoundland. That's what Leif might have run into in Newfoundland. Oh, okay. So here they found forest of tall trees and rivers filled with salmon. Oh yeah. I was talking about and I'm pretty sure I can tackle a moose charging at full speed at me. I'm 100% sure you could do it, but I'm 100% you could do it only once. You could definitely tackle a moose, but only once. Filled with salmon. Oh yeah, you should make sear plain salmon. So what you did, man, this is very important. Very important. You gotta find some cedar planks. You soak it in water for 3 hours. You take it out of the water. You put it on the barbecue, put on or fire, whatever you want to do. Then you put the salmon on top of the cedar plank. You drizzle maple syrup, and you do what's that mustard called? It's a spicy mustard. It's the mustard that has like not like the ground mustard, but like the unground mustard. It's usually like in a vinegar solution or something. You use whatever mustard you got, just mix it with the maple syrup, and put it on there. Dijon, I think it is Dijon. I think you're right. It might not be Dijon though. Dijon mustard. No, that's just French mustard. To me, that's just standard mustard. Mustard seeds. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. I just call it chunky mustard. I'll look at it. I'll when I get to my fridge, I'll check it. I'll take a little look, see. Yeah. So once that fish is fully cooked, it's gonna be like the best thing you ever had in your life. It's like a semi-smoked, sweetened, mustardy, like tangy fish. It's delicious. It's my go-to. It's my go-to. If I need to present, I do that and some gnocchi, some good old gnocchi. I plate it, and with a nice salad. It's perfect, perfecto. You will enjoy your day. Here we are. Okay, salmon. Juicy purple grapes grew wild on vines. Ooh, grapes. So they must have been pretty south then. Vines. So delighted were the Norsemen with the delicious fruit that they named the new land Vinland. Aye, Vinland. The beautiful Vinland. The Norsemen decided to remain here. They cut down trees and built long wooden houses. Each day, Leif divided his men into 2 groups. One group was sent out into the forest to explore and to hunt for food. The other group remained at home to guard the settlement from a sudden attack by the natives. In this way, the first white men to visit the shores of America spent the winter in the year 1000 AD. It wasn't exactly 1000. It was a little bit later. Probably about like 30 years later than 1000 AD. But this is a technicality, and this is the book. This is Nobody Really Cares, and we'll continue on and on and on. What land was this? Leif reported that on the shortest day, the sun rose at 7:30 and set at 4:30. Didn't have clocks. How do you know that? From this, we can be fairly certain that Vinland was somewhere in eastern Canada or the northern United States. Yeah, it was south. It's probably south. Because you could grow grapes in in southern Ontario, but like a little bit farther than that, like anything northern than that, it's like you can't grow grapes. Not happening. Somewhere in eastern Canada or the northern United States. For in this region, the sun rises and sets about this time on December 21st. You'll find Vinland on the map on the opposite page. Ooh, let's see what that map looks like. Oh, it's this map. Oh, it's right there at the bottom. They're just guessing. They're just guessing they were there. That's fine. They're in Maine or something. In the spring, Leif returned to Greenland. Everyone listened eagerly to the thrilling stories he had to tell. They agreed that a fitting name for him was Leif the Lucky. In the following years, his brother and sister-in-law, the fair Gudrid, Gudrid, made several voyages to Vinland. Norse settlements were started there. For years, the Norsemen from Greenland continued to visit the settlements in Vinland. Then the colony grew smaller and finally disappeared. No one is sure why this happened. A terrible sickness called the Black Death swept Europe in 1348. Some people believe that the sickness took many lives in Greenland, and that those who survived had little desire to travel to Vinland. Others say that the Vikings and the natives in Vinland were continuously at war with each other, and that the Norse settlements was completely wiped out by the natives. That's probably untrue, because when they were excavating the sites, they found like no weapons or anything. Like there was like no death, like nothing. It was like super peaceful. It's very unlikely that they probably just like what usually happens with like little settlements like this is like they kind of just like get incorporated into like the native land. So like when swaths of humans were going Homo sapiens were going into the north, into Europe, they would mingle with all the Neanderthals, and they would have a little bit of a fun time. And eventually the Neanderthals were like, they disappeared, right? But like, where'd they go? Where'd the Neanderthals go? No, they just got incorporated into our DNA. So we all got a little bit of Neanderthal in us. Well, most of us do. Yeah, they're just like, guys, can we have sex? Can we have, guys, sorry, bye, I didn't mean to say that. It's like, oh, you will? You want to? Okay. And they just become part of the culture. Just what happens. It's unlikely that they all just died. It's usually just migration, because it's hard, like, you know, because of how the weather works, you know, it's hard to stay in one place forever. You can stay there for maybe like 50 years, but like after a while, like the weather changes. We can see what's happening now, right? Like it looks like we're having like a weird global collapse, but really it's just like a little warming event. It is man-made. Probably didn't, the man stuff isn't really helping, but like it's pretty standard for like fluctuations in temperatures to change, and people need to migrate from different places. Like it's just human history. We have like multiple ice ages and multiple like heat ages throughout the history of the world. Yeah, it'll eventually come back. You know, in a couple thousand years, no, somewhere maybe more. Maybe if, like tens of thousands of years, it's gonna come back right back out of the ocean. It's like how what's that? No, Minnesota, not Minnesota. Wyoming. Wyoming used to be under the ocean, and so was the Andes Mountains. You know, it's just a circle of life. We like to think that we're like so important and stuff, but no, just shit just happens, and like we can't really do anything about it. Even like the span of like decades, shit just happens. But you know, this one could have been man-made, but like accelerated by man. But like, you know, shit happens. You gotta deal with it. You either deal with it or you die. That's the world we live in. So yeah, but good thing we have each other though. All humans have each other. We got big old thinking social brains. Yeah. Vikings and Iceland were continually at war with Norse settlers. No, yeah, it's not true. We don't. I don't buy that. I don't buy this 1950 book of war. I buy the 1950s book of love. In Iceland and Greenland, stories of the voyages of Eric the Red, Bjarni, and Leif the Lucky were told by Viking fathers to their children, and to their children's children. Each time a story was told, it was changed in some small way by the storyteller. About 200 years after these events took place, a Norseman in Iceland wrote down the old tales. Only a few people could read this account of the voyages of the Norsemen. Few people outside of Greenland, Iceland, and Norway had ever heard of the great sea rovers and explorers. It was not until the printing press was invented and books were printed that people in Europe learned for the first time of the adventures of the Norsemen in tales called Norse Saga. Wow. That's the end of the Norse section. There's a Christopher Columbus section, but I didn't take any pictures of that. And let's see how long that is. So maybe we could do that real quick. No, this looks like a lot. Yeah, this is like 20 pages of shit. It's all Christopher Columbus. I don't give a shit about Columbus. That's not true. We're gonna read about Columbus, but like I'm all about Vikings right now. So that's it for the book. Let's look at the pictures. Let's look at the fun old pictures. So there's a little Viking guy. Here's a. Which Viking you think that is? You think it's Leif? You think that's? Oh no, it's probably Eric the Red, little bastard. Let's see if we could get a good. Let's see if what the description says. Or it's just a freaking normal ass Viking, generic guy. Generic. You think he's Eric? Yeah, I would go with Eric too. He looks suspicious. Looks like he's ready to kill. Eric the Batman. So you should know, Eric the Red. He killed one guy in Norway. He got chased out to Iceland, and then he killed another guy in Iceland. And got chased out to Greenland, and then tricked everybody into going to Greenland because he's a little spicy little asshole. He's fucking with everybody. He's a dick. He's like, haha, Greenland, that's very cool in Greenland. Everybody come to Greenland. And everybody's like, oh shit, yeah, for sure. And everybody, half the people died, and the other half were like, fuck. I guess it's really good. I guess I'll stay, because it has sunk cost. That's what happens when you're. That's what happens. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's just his Viking warrior. So it probably just is Eric. If we go over here, yeah, that's our long ship. There's our little sheep. Nice lightning sheep. Yeah, I think that's everything. I think we're good. I think we complete the section. Any question, comments, or concerns, Cosmos? The floor is yours. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Any fun things you want to know about Newfoundland and Labrador? Where we got this is our question to discussion section of the day. Or we should end it. We're good to end it. There's not much. We got a whole Christopher Columbus section coming up next time. So we could always save our brain juices for Christopher Columbus. Also a spicy butthole, if I remember correctly. Oh, okay, then we're good. Yeah. Okay, so Cosmos, thank you for joining me. Batman, wherever you are, I hope you're in good health. And you got your nutmeg that I told you to get. Yeah, I think we're ready to end it. So thank you for joining me, Cosmos. And I'll see you next time. And have a good day. Have a good night and have a good weekend. Bye. Bye-bye.